but I was hoping to be able to sign it after I get it. I'm going to switch to time. And I wasn't terrible because of the fact that good morning. Yes, good morning. I am once again not sleeping well, if you can't tell. I went to bed at a decent hour, but yeah. Also, side note, feel real stupid right now. So the last day and a half of the weekend, I was working on discussion board post week 8, discussion 1. We are picking apart a quantitative research. And I was struggling. I was struggling really hard. And it wasn't until 10 o'clock last night that I realized I was trying to do it on a qualitative. I'm like, okay, that's why my brain wasn't processing. That's why I wasn't understanding. But why couldn't my brain say, wake up, wake up, wake up. You're not doing it right. Until almost 2 days later. Too much light. So yesterday, hung out with a friend that we're both so busy. We haven't hung out in a while. And we're making plans to hang out some more. Just because we need it. Ugh. So good morning. There's 2 weeks left until my friends are here. I'm so excited. It's a little bit rainy outside today, so no outdoor stuff today, probably. But I will get a mini workout inside, so don't you worry. Don't y'all worry. I have not given up. I have not. Ugh. My eyes look so terrible, you guys. Look at it. Look at them. They burn, they hurt. I'm just not sleeping well. I think tonight I'm going to take melatonin and try to sleep that way. See if I can't sleep through the whole night. Because so far, I'm back to not sleeping through the whole night. So I'm on the way to the library. It's raining, don't worry. I have a jacket inside of my car. I need to print out a sheet of paper and sign it. I'm trying to apply for this class, and the person who just needs to sign off keeps saying I haven't completed it, and I know what it is. It's the one signature part, but I was hoping to be able to sign it after I get it back from her. So I figured out what the problem is. When I was emailing her the form, half the boxes were dropping the information. That's why she kept saying, fill it out, fill it out, fill it out. I'm like, but I did fill it out. So once I got to the library and I pulled it open at the library, I saw that it was empty because I printed it. It's empty. So I filled in the parts that all the information dropped by hand, and I scanned it to my email and I scanned it to her. I forwarded it to her. So now that I know some of the services that my library offers, it'll make things easier in the future when I want to when I need to scan and send forms. Pretty simple. So this will be my first time actually going into the library for more than just the bathroom. Because I've just, taken the kids, stopped at the library, taking the kids to the bathroom. Oh, I forgot my Fitbit. Whatever. But it's been a long time since I've been in a public library. I know I should be able to access the computers. I probably should sign up for a library card, get a library card, use the computers, print. But but I don't know if they'll have a scanner available. Because I need to be able to scan it and email it to the person I need to sign off on it so that she can sign off on it so I can go to this class. And it's a FEMA class, and it's planning section chief training, and one of my friends is in it right now this week. I didn't know, I should have been paying attention. And she's like, they have another training in August, like sign up for the August one, go to it in August. And I always feel like I'm just falling behind her, like, consistently. But if I can get signed off and approved to go, because that's what I really want to do. I want to get planning section chief training in. I really miss going to trainings with this particular person. We used to do a lot of FEMA stuff together. And then she got a job as an emergency manager, and she's doing everything that I want to do, and I am happy for her. I am. I'm also definitely jealous of her, and she knows I'm totally jealous of her. I guess she didn't realize that she inspires me. She's doing everything that I want to do, and I always feel like, she's like 5 steps ahead of me. But I feel like if I continue following in some of the things that she's doing, that I can get there too, like taking some of these classes, getting these certifications under my belt. That'll all make me a viable emergency manager. And this class next month is from the 5th to the 8th, so it falls during the time when Alex is with her dad with vacation. And I'm ready. Oh, I feel it. I am ready. I want to do this so bad. So, my goal is to make it happen. My goal is to do it. Ooh, I got a little sun from yesterday. And I'm a little frustrated because she keeps saying I didn't fill out all the boxes, I think it's the signature box, but she won't come out and just say signature box. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I'm not on the best terms with this particular person who signs off, just because I'm a little frustrated with my volunteer group right now. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is. But it'll all be fine in the end. And since I forced myself out of the house so I can go to the library and take care of this, because I need to get this taken care of, like, immediately, I can go check out Fred Meyer's for a sifting litter box, and I'm gonna go and get the pine pellets. I'm gonna switch to pine instead of the kitty litter. It's supposed to be cheaper, it's supposed to be better, then I'm not inhaling the clay, it's not being tracked everywhere. It's supposed to be, economical, environmental, it's supposed to be better all around. So that's to go. Good morning. So my ex decided 6 o'clock wake up, which honestly wasn't terrible because of the fact that I actually slept. Excuse me. I actually slept. No nightmares, no dreams, nothing. Also, I woke up to my teacher responding to my discussion board posts and actually asking me a question. Oops, sorry guys, 1 second. Don't tip over my tripod. Actually asking me a question, which cool. Because even though I respond with really what I feel are in-depth responses to my classmates, my classmates will literally, mine won't be their in-depth response, it'll be thanks for your thoughts. And like an actual response has to be a minimum of 150 words. So they're not actually responding to me. They're just trying to get, their name there a second time. We're only required to respond to one peer each discussion board post. And I don't always do the minimum. I do at least try to respond to a second person. Like if there's 2 discussion board posts, I'll do 3 posts that week, because I'll do my 2 required, 1 in each, and then I'll pick another one in one of the 2 to respond to, because I do still stick to the minimum 150 words. And there's a lot to this term where we actually have to go to the article, read the article, and check to see if we agree with the assessment between how we assess the article and how they assess the article. Are both my babies back? Ooh. So there's that. I'm getting ready to get some cereal and then start my classroom adventure. So I'm sitting here. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I've been writing like a sentence here and there. Like I've been trying, but like I'm so unfocused today. Like I don't want to do it. Like I'm like, whatever. I was actually excited. Normally when my professor responds to my posts, he just says, "Thank you for your thoughts." Because everyone else's posts get an actual response from my other classmates. I'm used to it. Usually, after the first couple weeks, there's like 1 person, maybe 2. Like last term, because we had to respond to 2 students every week, there was 2 students because there's 3 of us who always posted very beginning of the week. Because it was such paper heavy classes that we always responded to each other's posts. Always. Because we want to spend the time writing our papers and not worried about responding to discussion board posts. Now, I would go back through and respond to a couple other students, but my main ones were those 2 because I could be done and over it and working on the next thing. In this class, I'm the first to post in every week. And I've posted my discussion board up until week 7. I'm working on the second discussion of week 8. I'm still waiting for my teacher to approve my topic. I'm hoping that gets approved this week so I can actually work on week 4's paper this weekend. I gotta take my kiddo to her dad's on Sunday. Then she's only gone for a week, and then I get her back. By the time I get her back, my friends will already be here because they're flying in late Saturday night / Sunday morning, and I don't get her till Sunday afternoon. But after that week, she goes to her dad's for 3 weeks. I applied for a FEMA class, planning section chief, the start of the courses. I'm hoping to get approved. I don't know if they will because I'm not an emergency manager. I'm just a student and a disaster volunteer. So I don't know if they will allow me to do that. A couple people know that I'm applying, but I'm not really going to talk about it until I actually get it. By the time this vlog comes out, I'll have already found out, and if I could go to the class, I did. If I couldn't, I don't. But I feel like I'm falling behind, you know? I have a couple friends that just have their bachelor's in emergency management, and they're already emergency managers. Part of it is my arm. I'm not actively applying for jobs because of my arms. So I'm trying to focus on this, but at the same time, I'm tired. I joined a group for doctorate students, and I asked, you know, I'm only 4 classes into my doctorate, and I'm stressed and worried and overwhelmed, and asking what people did when they got to this point. And everyone's like, just take a minute. Take a minute for yourself. Take a breather. It's okay. But I got a plan. I'm going to stick to that plan. And I'm going to get it done. I am. That's just who I am. That's my nature. I got a plan. I'm going to stick to it. It's going to be done. Good morning. Oh. Oops. Always twisted. Well, I just got to I can't. Twisted. Making my nephew a little bit of coffee. Making myself a little bit of coffee. A little English muffin for breakfast. We're going to go see the boyfriend today. We're going to drive up, hour and a half drive. Go see him. I got to fuel up. Got to get some, I'm going to get some Starbucks. And we're going to go see the man. So he called me last night and he was like, oh, today should be an early day. He goes, hopefully, I think. It's supposed to be an early day. I should be able to, hopefully, make it down decently. I said, well, how about I come up there? And he was like, well, you've been coming up. I said, how about I come up there? We'll get more time together if I drive up there. And he was very reluctant, but he said, okay. So I'm hoping to get a bunch of time with him today. I'm very excited. So good. So I'm on my way home from hanging out with the boyfriend. I didn't have my phone on me when we went to this community garden. And I just spaced on where the community garden was up north. And it was kind of cool. I kind of wish I had my camera so I could have vlogged a little bit so you guys could see it. And then we basically just walked around this park. Marymoor Park. We walked around for a little while, we, worked up a sweat, and then we went to a handmade ice cream place. It was pretty cool. Starting wage at this ice cream shop is $18 an hour. They have this big sign that says tipping is not required, that they understand that as a business they should be paying a living wage to their people. Now this ice cream is a little pricey. It is a little pricey, but it is a small business in a very affluent area. So a sundae, a single scoop sundae was $9. It was very delicious. Homemade ice cream, homemade cookies, just the whole thing. And they normal flavors, and then they have seasonal flavors. Very busy place. Like a single scoop of ice cream is $4.99. Very affluent area. And we went to Half Price Books, and I have my list of the Black Dagger Brotherhood books that I own, and I took a picture of the inside of one of them so I could see what books I'm missing. Well, they had one of the books I was missing, and when I look at the back of the book, I realized I mean, I still bought it because I don't know where my copy is, but I own this book. So I'm not thrilled that I'm buying it again. It's a half-price book, so not as big of a deal. I also broke down and purchased my own copy of the 6th edition of the APA manual. Hopefully it will serve me better. And I'm not gonna lie, I use an APA generator and then I make alterations to the generator because the generator doesn't even produce it perfectly. Nor, honestly, when you are in the school library and you're using specific school things and you hit cite, that also does not do it perfectly all the time, so I have to make alterations to that too. But sometimes I have a question as to how I need to, and I always every once in a while forget about how to insert a long quote or how I do something else, and I try to Google it and go to Purdue, because Purdue has an amazing APA online instructional, but sometimes it's hard for my brain to process. And sometimes it's nice to have a hard copy. I don't have an opportunity to print a version of the APA manual. Ooh, I need to slow down. I'm not feeling safe right now. Just slow down just a little bit. But they had different prices on the same manual, so I picked one that's $10. If you look this book up on Amazon, it's a $30 book. It's the 6th edition of the APA manual, and I'm hoping that I can understand it better. I think somewhere in my house I have a copy of the MLA from many years ago. I probably should actually look. But the version of APA we're using is 6th edition. It'll be the edition that I use when I work on my capstone/dissertation. And it'll be nice to just have a copy of it anyways. But the boyfriend has also been looking for this book at a half-price books. Every time we go to a used bookstore, he's looking for this book. It's called the Lineman and something handbook. Lineman and Groundman handbook? I don't know, something like that. Normally, it's like for the 13th edition, the brand new edition is like $100. And so we're at Half Price Books, and the guy's like looking up on the computer. He's like, I don't have it in store, and there's none in Washington, but we can have it shipped from out of state. He goes, but it's the 12th edition. And the boyfriend's like, okay, 12th edition is still good. How much is it? And he goes, it's marked $7.99. I said, buy it. He goes, but they have it marked under crafts. I said, buy it. What are you waiting for? Buy the book. Let's go. And he was like, are you sure it's the right one? He goes, well, I take the ISBN number and I put it into Amazon, and this is the book that comes up. And since it's the 12th edition, it is slightly cheaper at around $65. And I said, buy it. $7.99. He goes, are you sure it's marked $7.99? And the guy's like, yeah. And so my boyfriend's like, how much is it going to cost to ship it? He's like, $3.99. My boyfriend's like, so with tax and everything, it came out to $14 for this book. That is anywhere between 65 to 100 $. He's like, honey, I'm gonna have it shipped to your house. So it's gonna come to my house. He's like, they will get the request and the payment that shows that you purchased this book tomorrow. He goes, and they will go pull that book from the shelf. They will ship it. Because if there's any issues, they will call me, and I will call you. Him, not me, him. And yeah, he goes, if it turns out to be not the right book, he goes, but if it's the right book, hey man, if it is, $14. So I'm like, yay. I got my book. I got a $30 book for $10. And he got a $65 book for $14. The 13th edition, the brand new edition, I guess, is $100. So $14. Yeah. I got really emotional as we got close to parting ways. I always do, but like this time it was worse. One, because I'm leaving earlier than I normally do. Because he has to get up super duper early. Because instead of taking care of something tonight, he asked his boss if he could just do it tomorrow. And his boss said, okay. So I got really emotional. And I'm trying not to get emotional about it now. But I miss him so dang much. I miss falling asleep with him. I miss waking up next to him. And like, and I told him, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. But like, it's just a lot. May and June, I only saw him twice a month. But he came down to the house. So I gotta sleep next to him. And then the second time he saw me in June, he explained to me where he was coming from. He would show up at the house around like 8:30 after getting off of work at 4 because of traffic. And he talked to me about driving up to see him, and I said, you know what, absolutely. If that means that I get to see you more, then yeah. So far I've seen him once a week. And like, I don't go up there unless he asks me to. Because I just don't want to assume that, I'm going up there in case like something happens or, change where they work. But, he's already trying to plan for when I come up next week. And I said, well, it's going to have to be on Tuesday because I have a Pokemon thing to do Wednesday. He's like, well, why don't you come up after your Pokemon thing? And I'm like, it's going to be too late and I don't want to sit in traffic for that long. And like, he's so understanding. Like, Pokemon is something I do for fun. But the stress of leaving later than I normally would to drive up to see him, he knows how hard that is on me. Because honestly, I get a lot of anxiety driving. And it's been raining the last couple times. It's been raining every time I've gone up there. And so that like heightens my anxiety up to like here. And I don't like to travel long distances by myself. And like, with traffic, it takes me an hour and a half. Like, oh my God, Stephanie, like it's an hour and a half. Like, you don't understand. My whole life, I don't go places alone. That's what was making me panic about my residency that I had to go to. But my boyfriend was going to go with me until they said I couldn't go to my residency. But I really broke down today. And like the last 10 minutes that I was with him, literally just broke down and cried the whole time. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, I'm so sorry. And he was like, no, he goes, I know you're not trying to do it on purpose. He's like, I get it. And I was like, sometimes I just feel like you don't miss me. And he was like, don't ever think I don't miss you and I don't want to be home with you. And like, the job site that I meet him at is an hour and a half away from me. Well, he still drives anywhere from half an hour to an hour further north with his crew. Like, that's just where they meet up for the vehicle. And he's like, I appreciate the fact that you understand that I can't be home because I'm up here. And he's like, I want you to know that I appreciate that you're willing to drive up. to spend time with me and to have dinner with me and to go on hikes with me. And that, you know, you stick by my side even though I'm not home. I love him. And I have not been sleeping well this week, so like I'm even more emotional because I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping very well at all. When I do sleep, it's been nightmares. And so, you know, last night when he was talking to me, he goes, hey, tomorrow should be an early day. Because I was like, when do I get to see you next? Like when he called me yesterday, I was like, when do I get to see you next? He's like, tomorrow should be an early day. I should be able to come down. I said, why don't I come up to see you? And he was like, you know, you've been coming up here. And I said, yeah, but that means I get to spend more time with you. So he said, okay, come up here. Anyways, I'm like reliving our evening, and it makes me so happy, and then it gets so sad. But yeah, that's how today went. I did absolutely no schoolwork today. I'm gonna get up tomorrow morning. I'm gonna work on my discussion board post. I am going to call my mom, find out what time I need to bring my nephew home, and my kiddo is coming home. My mom, you know, was like, look, I know that she wanted to spend her last week here before she goes to her dad's, but she, you know, she really should spend time with you. And I'm so happy. And like, I was talking to Alex, and she's not like 100% thrilled. Like, let's just be real. She's not 100% thrilled, but she's also excited to just have mommy-daughter time, and I'm looking so forward to it. I applied. I know I talked about it a couple days ago. I still haven't heard back from the class that I applied for. Normally I hear back by now, because I need to make arrangements to like move things around if I got into the class. So I would like to know. I'm like, if I don't make it into the class, it's fine. You know, it's a class I can take later in life. But if it's a class I could take now, I would like to take it now. So hopefully I hear back on that in the next couple days. Because yeah, I need to know. You ever have those days where you just don't want to get out of bed? That's today. It's so comfortable right now. So cuddly and warm. The cats want to be fed. I probably should get out of bed and feed the cats. And then call my kiddo and remind her I'm picking her up today. Yeah, and then I need to do a little homework and pull videos off my camera to start getting them ready for editing. Perfect. There have been so many earthquakes in Washington lately. Luckily, all been very up north and very away from me. But I worry about the boyfriend because they're not far from where he's at. I am so exhausted. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it is Thursday. We're here to watch Toy Story 4. And right now, we're the only ones in the theater.
I got a churro slap bracelet. I'm gonna leave it like that for now, okay, Mama?
And they don't have my normal nachos, so I had to get buffalo nachos. We got popcorn.
Sad.
Sad. Yeah, I usually get the steak nachos. I didn't see the steak nachos.
Do they know that I can do this?
But they have, right now, Doritos nachos. And like many videos ago, you saw that I had the Cheeto popcorn. Now they have Flamin' Hot. This is such a mood. I'm just about done at Burlington Coat Factory. That says sneaker balls, baby.